Some conservatives are sick of playing pretend. Some thousands of conservative Catholics just showed up outside of Dodger Stadium because, you know, we had previously mentioned that the Dodgers were going to honor an actual satanic drag troupe, a blasphemous, sacrilegious, satanic drag troupe whose entire raison d'etre is to mock our Lord Jesus Christ. That group was being honored at Dodger Stadium. They're called the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. So they mock not only our Lord, but they mock nuns who worship our Lord. And so the Dodgers initially said, okay, we shouldn't honor the satanic drag troupe. And then later on they said, no, actually we should. You know, we should. Sorry, I forgot our national religion is the rainbow. Okay, yeah, we're gonna honor the satanic drag troupe. And so thousands of Catholics turned up outside and protested. You can see there's lots of great videos. And unlike when the liberals show up and protest, they didn't burn anything down, they didn't make the place look disgusting. They just held up signs that said, stop this kind of hate. Believe in Jesus, you know. Really nice basic stuff, holding up beautiful banners, beautiful pictures of our Lord, crucifixes. They're just, man, I love conservatives and Christians so much. They just, even when they're taking to the streets, they're just orderly, put together. They look nice. But they're showing up en masse. I mean, if you were a big lib and you were going to the Dodgers game, you would probably be surprised that there are even that many Catholics in Southern California. That is a show of numbers and power. And it's something that the American people need to start doing a little bit more. Because increasingly you're seeing a divergence of opinion between the people and the elite. The big divergence of opinion that we're seeing now is not so much left versus right or Republican versus Democrat. It's people versus elite. That's how you're seeing the emergence of populist candidates like Donald Trump, like Robert Kennedy Jr., who are kind of crossing party lines in a way that we haven't seen in the last few decades of American politics. You're seeing the deplorables, the irredeemable people, you know, the bitter clingers that Obama and Hillary Clinton made fun of. Those people don't neatly fit exactly into Republican or Democrat. They're moving much more in the Republican camp right now because the Democrats have now become the party of the elite. So we've got the numbers on our sides on a whole host of issues. I mean, to use just this example, the drag queen stuff and the anti-Catholic hate, the American people are overwhelmingly on our side, but because we don't have that much power anymore, because a small number of elite liberals control the political process now, it's unclear how much influence our numbers are actually going to get us. So we've got to show up. That does matter. I was reminded of the COVID vaccines. Do you remember with the COVID vaccines? Joe Biden said, I'm not going to have a vaccine mandate. I'm not going to have a vaccine mandate. I'm not going to have a vaccine mandate. Okay, there's a mandate. And how did that happen? Because Biden was waiting, Fauci was waiting for the number of people who had already received one shot of the vaccine to reach a significant threshold that there wouldn't be total pushback. So then the moment, when it was just 10% of people had gotten the vaccine, Biden knew that a federal mandate was a losing proposition. Then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50. Once you get enough people, all of a sudden you say, okay, now we've got it. Same thing with Fauci. During the run-up to the vaccine, he was asked, what percentage of people need to be vaccinated to achieve herd immunity? And he said, now listen here. I think the total percentage is 70%. One day was 70%, one day was 80%, one day was 60%. It kept moving, and Fauci was asked, wait, hold on, why does this keep moving? And he admitted, he said, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something to the effect of, because, look, part of this is publicly, I've got to convince people to get the vaccine. So we adjust the thresholds a little bit to do that, okay? The numbers really matter. The enthusiasm really matters. If we show these guys that we mean business, they are going to back off, at least for a time. People are raving about Genu skincare. Jessica from Huntsville, Alabama says, my skin looks so soft and clear. I've seen a reduced number of fine lines and dark spots. I found a new lifetime product. Absolutely love it. Genu skincare uses a one-of-a-kind proprietary flower base developed by the founder and pharmacist, who is a great guy, by the way. It comes along with rare botanical extracts and powerful antioxidants for skincare results that work, guaranteed. I said I would not endorse the product if I could not try it, if I were not impressed by the product. And also, fellas, I know sometimes men are a little skeptical of getting into cosmetics too much. Even slightly more men than women use Genucel, and for good reason. Genucel's most popular package is available to you today for 70% off, 70, at genucel.com/KnowlesYT. Join millions of happy customers who've already fallen in love with the results. Plus, for a limited time, get Genucel's probiotic extract moisturizer free with every most popular package. Go to genucel.com/KnowlesYT, genucel.com/KnowlesYT. Great news coming out of Gallup. It's a lot of great news on the horizon about the American people, even as the American government seems to decay. Americans are overwhelmingly pro-life. Americans are overwhelmingly pro-life. According to a Gallup News survey released this week, just 37% of Americans think abortion should be legal in the second or third trimester of pregnancy. Only 22% believe that it should be legal in the third trimester. So well over 3/4 of Americans say you really should ban abortion in the third trimester, and about 2/3 say that you should ban abortion in the second trimester too. So you've got at least, roughly 2/3 of Americans who say abortion should only be legal in the first trimester. Now, unfortunately, the majority of Americans believe abortion should be legal in the first 3 months of pregnancy. That's 69% of Americans. So that's the highest percentage since Gallup began tracking the trend. So you've got more Americans than ever who think abortion should be legal in the first trimester, but you've got a cratering number of Americans who think that abortion should be legal in the second and third trimester. What does that tell us? I think it's basically good news in that if you were able to ban abortion in America in the second and third trimester, that would be a great improvement over what we've got now, so I'll take it. But it also shows you one of the downsides of democratic, lowercase d, democratic politics, which is that it tends toward incoherence. You ever hear about the independent voter? In America, in democracies, we always exalt the independent voter. But the independent voter very often is independent because his political views don't make any sense. So he'll say, I'm pro abortion. Well, I guess in this case, you just say I'm pro-abortion in the first trimester, but not in the third trimester. It's the same baby. Why is it okay to murder the baby at one point, but not another point? Or you'll see someone say, I'm in favor of transgenderism, but not for transing the kids. Well, okay, if you're in favor of transgenderism, then you're making a claim about human nature. And if that claim about human nature is true, it's true of the kids also. Or you'll see someone say, I'm in favor of, any number of sort of issues. They'll be a little bit confused. They'll support some social policies, but not certain economic policies. And it gets a little bit jumbled up. Now, a nice consequence of the hostility between the people and the elite that we're seeing increasing is that elite opinion in this liberal establishment is pretty reliably wrong on all of these issues, on sexuality, on immigration, on the economy, on foreign policy. The elite opinion, if you open up the pages of the New York Times, the Washington Post, you find whatever the opinion is there, you can 99 times out of 100 be confident that that opinion is wrong and you should have the opposite opinion. Which means that as the elites become more and more radical, more and more corrupt, more and more wrong, and the people increasingly view the elites as hostile to them, the American people are going to become more conservative, as we're seeing reflected in the polls, on abortion, on sexual matters, on education, on even economic matters, on foreign policy. You're seeing a conservatizing of the American people. Will that be reflected in the polls? The question is, how much power do the people have? Boy, what a great clip that was, huh? If you want the whole show, including the stuff we're not allowed to talk about on here, like a certain issue that we're not allowed to talk about, head on over to dailywire+.com. knowleshow.com right now. And also head and check out the Michael Knowles Show at Twitter, @MKnowlesShow. We'll see you there.